So I just wanted to make a quick video, I guess, explaining why your campaign probably isn't working. This is one of the most recent campaigns I've ran. 1,400 sent 18 opportunities. That's like a what, like 1.2% opportunity rate or something like that. I don't know, but pretty good. And I'm 5xing the volume in a couple days, so it's definitely going to book me, or at least get me like hundreds of leads per month. So I guess the first thing you need to do if your campaign isn't working, if it's not converting, is you need to run an inbox placement test. You need to make sure that your deliverability is not the issue. That's the first variable you need to isolate. Because if you're landing in spam, you could have the best campaign ever, but it's not going to convert. So looking instantly, you can just go down to the bottom and click on the inbox placement testing. Okay, so let me explain myself. I haven't ran inbox placement tests on this campaign because it hasn't been an issue. But move to client's campaign, and I can't show too much of this, I'll probably blur some. But these tests, as you can see, we were facing deliverability issues, and then we finally solved them. It took a while, but now we're getting some pretty solid results. So that's the first thing you need to make sure, because it's a battle you can face. So deliverability needs to be isolated. Now, assuming that your deliverability is good, because a lot of the times it will be good, or I guess the reason your campaign is not converting is mainly going to be because of your offer. So it might even be that your company, like your whole business structure, the offer is just not good to sell to cold traffic, because there is a difference between selling to cold traffic and warm traffic. So cold traffic does not care about you. I always say that. The default when you outreach them is that you're a scammer. You have no, there's no trust there. There's no rapport. Like you're nothing. They get like 20 of these a day. Just some text on a screen. So to cold traffic, if your business is selling something that takes a while to get results or needs more trust to buy the offer, and that's something that you can analyze yourself. Um, like something like cybersecurity, right? Cybersecurity is insanely difficult to sell over cold email because it's not, you can't know if it works or not for a while, and you don't want to set up cybersecurity with a random person and then still get hacked. Or even like SEO, that's a common one. If you're an SEO agency, you might be able to get clients from cold email, but your SEO service specifically is going to be difficult to get clients over cold email because you don't know if it works for the first while. Like it takes a while to get results. So if you're pitching someone, it doesn't matter how you spin it, like you're not going to be able to get them results right away. So they're not going to be interested. Like if someone said, "Hey, I can book you 50 calls a month," but you're not going to get it for 18 months. Like I do not care. It's so far ahead. To me, it's nothing. Like I'm not thinking about 18 months from now in that sense. But what you could do is you could sell your pay-per-click or your Google Ads service and say, "Hey, I get you clients on a results basis. Look, this is actually the campaign I'm running right now. It's insanely simple, but it's working. So, hey, if I could hand your agency, and I cleaned that variable to make it look a bit more normal, if I could hand your agency clients on a results basis, would you be open to the chat? First 5 calls are on us." The reason this works is because it's so simple, but in copywriting, every word matters. So that, like, you can't just write any one sentence and it's going to convert like this. What I'm offering to do first is I'm building a bit of, I guess, trust, like personalization, right? Because I'm using their company name, so that's at least gonna make like a loop of, or at least gonna put in their head, oh yeah, they might know me, especially because a lot of people don't use cleaned variables. They use, like, it'll be all capitalized and it'll be a bad variable. So right away, I'm asking them a question, right? Like if someone's like, the first words they're reading it's a question. So if I could, right? If you read if I could, you're never gonna click off before you at least know what the could is, right? Because it's like you're opening the loop of, I guess, interest. So if I could hand you clients, okay? If some Who does not want to be handed clients? Okay, so this is definitely something that they want, but now they have to be like, okay, well, how could he hand me clients? and I don't want to pay for this, right? I don't want to have to pay a ton of money or whatever on a results basis. And so now they're saying, okay, well, I see how this works for them. He's so confident in what he can do that he can just give them to me, and I only pay him on results. So pretty much, there's no risk for me. I can only pay him from seeing results. Would you be open to the chat? Soft, polite call to action, and then even more, there's a deal. So in the PS line, first 5 calls are on us. Wow. So I'm going to be getting clients before I even pay. So this, even if they don't trust me at all, they're like, okay, well, it couldn't hurt to email him back because it's such a good opportunity, and I'm not even going to have to pay. And it's almost like a too good to be true, but it's also like fathomable, right? It's not too good to be true. It's just good enough to be true. And then I think the other script I used, it was okay. So this one was converting a bit less, but it was using a similar strategy, just a bit longer email. So it said, hey, not sure if you have to deal with this too. So it's again opening that interest loop, saying, right, I'm not sure if you deal with this too, but I can't stand inconsistent leads. So now, like, some people when they read this, and this is, I guess, a bit of a mistake on me in the copywriting, but I think when someone reads this, they might kind of filter out and be like, oh, that's a sales email, and they're gonna close. So I could have probably done better on this. But after that, I'd say this year it's been my incentive to crack that egg. Here's what I've found. So this sounds personal. You usually wouldn't see this in an automated message, like an analogy or whatever, or a saying like that. You usually wouldn't see that in a message. And when I say here's what I found, it's almost like a business owner to business owner, just hey, I'm helping you out with this. So I've also done other strategies where I say like, I'm not sure. Yeah. So I guess the real reason that this works a bit is because I say not sure if you have to deal with this too. So it's building like a bit of rapport. Like it's like, hey, business owner to business owner, not sure if you're dealing with this, but and then I I I say that I put effort into like I put a bunch of effort this year, right? This whole year I've been doing something, and this is everything that I found in one sentence. Now, of course, like I'm not going to think that deeply into it, but still, it builds that like, okay, well, he's put time into this. This is probably valuable. If this year it's been this incentive to do this, it must be valuable to read the next sentence at least. So the next sentence is, I can book you 10 to 20 sales calls a month using an AI cold outreach system that is built to target high intent leads in your niche. So this just goes straight to the offer. And it's building a bit of like suspense before the offer, so the offer hits harder. Maybe, and this is just me reflecting on it, I could have posed the offer in a bit more of a casual way instead of just being super direct. But then after that, I say, let me know if we should collaborate. Just let me know if we should work together, and then I give them a good deal, so it feels like if you're selling to a friend, right? You're not just gonna pay me first. Like, hey, yeah, you only pay per booked call, first 5 are on us, right? So it's literally like I'm sending to a friend, selling to a friend. If I have a friend in what media, the creative agency, I might send them something like this. I might. So I mean, I guess I didn't I didn't need to go and break down my scripts that deeply, but pretty much the way you pose your offer makes a massive difference. So there's some offers that sell insanely well over cold email. I have seen and like I have seen that if you can make your offer as direct to making money or to booking calls, it works quite well. Or if you can solve a super like a blistering, big, hairy, gross pain point, that can also do super well. So where you'll see that is like in lead generation, like if you're a lead generation agency and you need more calls, hit me up right now because I can run this campaign for you and like it's printing like so insanely well that I need to be running this for other people. I haven't worked with other agencies that are doing exactly this, but I mean I would literally copy paste this and just put it into your business. Like I'm getting too many leads from this. Yeah, so the offers that are going to work, if you can book someone calls with a low risk, if you can get some results with low risk, that's going to do well. Like I was actually talking on a call with someone and I was explaining this to them. It was like on a sales call. I said, yeah, like from like booking 10 more calls, like it helps like any business or any business want leads flow. And just consciously, like I didn't even prompt this. He's like, yeah, I mean, if I book 6 more calls a week, That's 24 more calls a month. That would make us this much more revenue. And literally in his head, like he wasn't even thinking about this, but in his head, it just over 15 seconds, he's like, yeah, he just did the math because it's so easy to do. He just did the math. Okay, 6 more calls a week, 24 calls a month. That's this much more money for a business. And I just looked at him like, you see what I mean? You like subconsciously. I just said this, and you literally just proved my point. Like you literally just explained how this is so direct to making money. Someone see, oh, first 5 calls are free. 5 calls, okay. If I have a 25% close rate, I could expect at least one call, right? Maybe two. Maybe I'm lucky, but yeah, I could expect at least one client, right? One close. One client for me, LTV, $10,000. So that's making my business $10,000 for free. Like, why wouldn't I do that? And then it also justifies if I say, hey, this service is 5 grand a month. I don't charge 5 grand a month. I charge on results. But if I say this service is 5 grand a month, and it's like, well, you're making me 10 grand. So yeah, paying like you're making me 10 grand before I pay you. So yeah, that's definitely worth it. Like 5 grand a month. That's completely fair. It's just about how you post it. And then also, what works really well, and I haven't worked with too many of these. I've worked with a bit of SaaSes, some SaaSes, but if you have a super specific SaaS and you want it to be medium to high ticket, at least like a couple $100 a month. But if you have a medium to high ticket SaaS that solves a super specific pain point, that can sell insanely well for cold email because your offer is so specific that just sending to your ICP is like personalization because if say you're sending to a civil engineering business who like does hydroelectricity, right? Hydro. And you say, hey, I can, and this might be a shit off, but I'm just explaining how specific it can be. Say, hey, I can help you move rivers for your hydro dams with some special AI technology that scans the ground. I have no clue. Okay, that might make no sense. But essentially what I'm saying is like if you have a super targeted thing, when they read that, they're like, oh, like this dude knows his stuff. Um I must at least reply. Like if he knows our niche that deeply, I have to at least reply. And then you just put in the first name, hey Levi, star, company name, whatever, I can do this for you. Like it's gonna do amazing. And then also knowing who to target. I found that if you target people, I mean, like there's the whole cold email's dead. Cold email's definitely not dead. But there's some niches, some industries that definitely you'll get lower reply rates from and lower positive reply rates from. I found reaching out to contractors, real estate agents, stuff like that. You definitely, I mean, your ICP is massive. Right? There's a lot of people who have an offer for local contractors, for tradesmen, and that's a massive ICP. So for that, what I would do is send an insane amount of volume. But yeah, you're going to be getting less positive reply rate. I think I still get about like 2% reply rate from contractors, but the positive reply rate can be pretty low. I mean that's also how you frame the offer, but they can be pretty low. So what I would say is you want to frame your offer in a way that I guess makes it easiest in a way that can honestly and easily provide them value, show them value, give them value that they actually want with as minimal effort from them, as minimal time from them, and as minimal risk from them. Now, you don't want to give them value that they don't want. No one cares about an SEO audit, cybersecurity audit, free ebook, PDF. Cold traffic does not care about that. It's just a chore, right? They don't want to have to read a fucking 50-page ebook or have to hop on a call and listen to someone rant about how their website's bad and their SEO is all bad, right? If it's warm traffic, right? If I make a video and I say, hey, I have a 10-page book on how cold email sells, right? Or I have a 10-page ebook PDF on how to write the best scripts. That could do well because the people who watch this video have shown intent for cold email. So that's warm traffic. That's completely different. So you need to know the difference between selling to warm traffic and selling to cold traffic. But I'll say to you, the things that are going to determine if your campaign does well is deliverability, your offer, your leads, and then your copywriting. But in the copywriting, the main part of the copy that matters, I guess copywriting does make a significant difference, but the main part of the copy that matters is the sentence or the few sentences in how you pose your offer, right? In how you pitch your offer. It's your pitch. really in the cold email, it's a bit of fluff and it's a pitch. And sometimes it's only a pitch. All you want them to do is read your pitch and then read your CTA. That's all you need them to do. So the rest of the cold email should just be either explaining your pitch, explaining why you're reaching out, or backing up your pitch, right? Like providing a case study, showing them your deal. But it's so simple. No one cares about you, right? They don't want to read an essay. They don't want to read a ton of words. Like, I mean, as you can see, like attention span has gone down over the past few years from like TikTok and Instagram Reels, and now there's even like Google Shorts or something. Like if you search up on Google, now there's like a Shorts tab that you can click on. It's stupid, but no one cares about you, and they don't want to read anything you have. Like they don't care about anything you have to say. All they care about is what can you do for me. Like they don't see you as a person. They see you just as business opportunity or a random dude who's spamming them, right? By default, you're an Indian scammer who is just trying to steal their money or steal their data. I don't know, credit card info, gift redeeming. So make sure, run your inbox placement test. Make sure that your deliverability is good. Spend a lot of time looking into your offer and really thinking. You have to think about it. You have to think about it. How am I going to lower the risk of my offer for them? Make it so I can give them, or let's pose it like this: how am I going to give a random person value with as little effort, risk, and time from them as possible? Okay, that's all you need to do. And if you have a strong offer, if you give someone value, it completely changes the relationship. Also, if they pay you even a cent, it completely changes the relationship because buyers buy more. So you want to give them offer. You want to get them in the funnel, okay? Because before they paid you, they're not in the funnel. They're just a random person who you've been giving charity to. It's charity before they're in the funnel. You need to give them value as quickly as possible. Then you need to get them to pay you so they're in your funnel. Buyers buy more. And that is how you convert cold email. Then that's for the offer section. For targeting, you need to make sure that your offer is as relevant as possible to who you're targeting. So this campaign was to SEO agencies, as you can see. And this is a random list I put in, but I found a better list. I'm not going to put that in. I'm not going to show you guys that, but I went and I scraped a list specifically for this campaign now, a new list that's not SEO agencies, it's a different niche, and it's doing better, of course. Like first day it was one lead per 60 cent, as this is like one lead per 89 cent. So it's doing better. I built a call on the first day off of like 270 emails. The lead list, you need to make sure that it's filtered as much as possible. I would honestly say just spend more time building your lead. Just spend more time on it. Spend more time on your lead list and make sure that your offer is direct to this list. So I guess one of the most important things about personalization is not this AI personalized first line thing. That's not very important. It can work. It can increase reply rates, but to make sure that you're personalized to their niche, to the industry. So if you show a case study in their industry, or you show that you can solve a specific problem that only that niche has, that is what's going to make a converting cold email campaign. If you listen to this whole thing and you truly listen, like you actually understand what I'm saying, and you apply this to what you're doing in your cold email campaign, it will convert. It's so simple. It's just you just have to nail the basics. So these are the basics. You have to break it down as simple as possible. The simpler it gets, the better you do. And things it seems so simple when someone explains it to you, but you can't like you can't explain it to yourself not without knowing. Like it takes time to see. Feel free to hit me up. Like you can just DM me on Twitter. I reply to almost every DM unless it's like a pitch. I don't need to hire anyone. Okay, I don't need any of your pitches. So I'm not a good person to cold email. But if you want some help with your campaign, feel free to DM me on Twitter. If you haven't even launched a campaign yet, go check my YouTube, Levi Monarchy Business, because I post a lot of stuff on there. So honestly, anyone who's doing cold email, you should check that out. But one of my most recent videos, it's like how to send 1,800 emails a day or something. That shows you exactly how to set up a full campaign. So don't DM me asking how to set up a campaign, because I literally just made a step-by-step video on how to do that. And anyone who does DM me, I just send them that video. But if you're already running a campaign and you want some help, you can text me, let me know what's going on, and I will reply, and I'll give you my thoughts on your campaign. I'm just trying to get better at cold email, so the more data I can see, the better I can get. And if you want to work with me, you want to run a campaign, especially if you're doing lead gen or you think your offer is very strong and has the attributes that I've been explaining for the past 20 minutes, 25 minutes, then comment on this video. You can like book a call in my like bio. Um, and I'd love to set you up. I mean, these campaigns are doing amazing. So the ROI is huge and we can both make a lot of money. Subscribe.